Hi, it's Laura with Down Home with Lemon Pie, and I just want to tell you today about the books that we like to use for first grade. Okay, so for first grade, I do have two goals for that one as well. The children are usually getting a little bit stronger and more confident in reading, so we use a lot of beginning readers at this age, and kind of just ones that either I pick or that are of their own interest. And then we also use some Rod and Staff books that we like. This is one that we like. This is a reader, and it actually has a workbook. That was the wrong one. This one that goes with it. I have my son's name on it because he's gonna start first grade. But anyways, so they pair up, they go together. This is units 3 and 4. That's where I start. I don't start them on 1 and 2 because 1 and 2 is too simple. It's more of a kindergarten level. And basically they just read the passage. It's real short in the beginning. This is book 3 and 4. We also do 5 and 6 in first grade. 5 and 6 gets a little bit more challenging. Let's see. As you can tell, this one starts over here, and then there's a couple more pages for it. So we usually do one passage, and then they find the workbook pages. It's 2 pages like this, 2-page spread that matches up with that, and that covers reading and phonics for them. Because that's kind of not enough for phonics, and I've found that my kids seem to need a little bit more, just a little bit more in depth. We also really like Explode the Code. And this is book 1. They also have 1 1/2, 2, 2 1/2, 3, and so on. And with my first daughter, I didn't find out about this till later, so we just did 1 1/2 and 2. But with my second daughter, we did 1 through 4 without the halves. So you can get, there's a whole set. As you can see, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, Explode the Code. It's great for phonics. I'll just show you a little bit inside. It's really, they can do it all on their own. It's independent. And then I go back and check it and correct it. I also work on handwriting with this one and correct that. So there's that. For their actual handwriting, it's this. Pen time. I like, this book is book 1, and book 1 has 2 books. So this is the first book for book 1. If we have time, we'll get to book 2. If not, then when they go to second grade, we'll just start on book 2. But it's pretty basic. It's handwriting, so it is pretty basic. It is Bible based, so it's got some little references in there every now and then. But what I like most about this one is it's super affordable. We get this at Rainbow Resource, and let's see, I don't know if it has it on here. Nope. It's only about $5 or $6. So with 6 kids, I like affordable. So for math, I just kind of, my goal for first grade for math is adding and subtracting. So I just find just whatever books that are adding and subtracting. I don't spend a lot on them. I don't have a whole math program that I use. I do add in usually time and money, and sometimes I just get those books from Dollar Tree. There's an adding, subtracting, time, and money one that you can get at Dollar Tree for nothing. This one I actually got for my son who's going to first grade. I got him this one through Rainbow Resource. We'll start here and then we'll see where we go. If we have extra time, we may need to pull out another. I do have this one that we also will do. Anna's Math Games too. If you watched my kindergarten video, you saw that in kindergarten we did Anna's Math Games 1, and in preschool we did Anna's Counting Book. So this is just the next step. This one's a little bit thicker and takes a little bit longer to go through. It's got 100 pages. So this is kind of our sit together on the couch, do this, and then this is more the workbook. Okay, I also like this. And I like this one. I can't really find it anymore, but any of them will work. But I like this one because it's in color and it's kind of big for kids. And it has 3 levels when they're first starting out. They're really simple, nice and big, and then when they're a little bit further along, it gets smaller and more challenging. I like this from 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, on and on and on. So, you know, that's fun. For grammar, I like this book, Primary Language Lessons. It's a classical book, and it's actually, I only do the first 54 lessons for 1st grade. It has 164. I take it and divide it by 3. So we start with 1st grade for the first part, the first third of this book. 2nd grade, we do the next third, and then 3rd grade, we do the last third, and then there's a second book that goes with this called Intermediate. So, and then we'll continue on, 4th, 5th, 6th. But this is what it looks like. It's got pictures. Sometimes they have to write a story or describe the picture. Sometimes they're doing just basic grammar things, you know. Okay, so for Bible and character, I really like this for 1st grade. This was really fun. We started this a couple years ago. We did the whole thing, and I loved it. Loved it, loved it. So we'll use it again. It's just a devotional. It's got your devotional here. It's got questions, a prayer, and a hymn that you can do along with it. But I like how clear and simple it is, and it's really easy for kids and grown-ups to understand. All right, this one is one my mom found at a garage sale or something, I think. But this one, I really love it. This is perfect for, we did question of the day during morning time, and it was perfect. So just throughout our morning time, whatever our routine was, we just had a time when we did the question of the day. And I would just open it up randomly, whatever one it was, and that's the question I would read, and we would do the answer. So for this one, it says, is it okay to listen to bad music groups if you don't listen to the words? And then it gives you a biblical answer and some information for parents. I like this one a lot, and it's perfect. Is it okay to lie knowing that you will tell the truth later? Helps them with some of those hard concepts that children kind of come into contact with right and wrong. Okay, so for 1st grade, we are doing animals, cultures, and missionaries. So 1st grade is a great time to introduce all of those things and to dive deeper into some of those. So for poetry time or poetry tea time, we like this. It pairs up really nicely with those animal lessons that we're doing. This is Animals by Eric Carle. Really cute. You can pair it up or just do it at random. So it's got his cute drawings and real short little poems that go with it that are fun for 1st graders. Okay. To go along with that, I came across this. You see I have it bookmarked. I came across this, kind of just took a whim and bought it online, and I love it. This is Kingfisher, First Encyclopedia of Animals. Kingfisher's great, just like Usborne and DK. These are great, great books. It has wonderful, simple little information for kids to digest, great pictures, and it's not too much or too scary when they're going through it. So for this one, since it was 1st grade, and I just let my daughter choose, okay, what animal do we want to learn about? And then we read about it. If there was a poem, we'd do the poem during tea time. We'd read about the animal. And then if I found a craft or something to go with it on Pinterest, we'd do that. If not, just move on. Sometimes we'd pull up nature videos on YouTube, whatever. Just a great way to get introduced to that. This I got at half price for probably nothing. And it's a DK book, as you can tell. Love these kinds of books because they have the actual photos. They're not hand-drawn. This one takes all of the animals that hatch in eggs, and you get to see day 1, day 2. This is a little later, day 2. And you just get to see them all, how they hatch. And that's really all it is. We actually have animals. We see this firsthand on a regular basis because we hatch eggs in our incubator regularly. But it's just a good way for them to sit down and kind of examine it closely for an extended period of time. Penguin, little birds. See, some of those we wouldn't see. So anyway, that's a great book. And there are some that are not out of hard shell eggs. Yeah. All right, we love the Usborne Beginners. They're only $5 when you get them on their website, or you can get them from thrift books or wherever. But because some of them they go out of print. They don't print them, and then you have to get them somewhere else. So these are the 3 that I like for first grade. We got bees and wasps, sharks, and elephants. And if you look inside, they have, this one actually does have real pet photos, but also some of those drawings, as you can see. This one is a drawing. But some of them are real. But it really just gives them, just like that encyclopedia, it gives them those small bits of information, facts that they can digest without being too intimidated. Usually these are not, my readers are not ready for these, so I read these to them. That's okay. All right, Flower Alphabet book. I love the books by Jerry Pallotta. These go through the ABCs with each letter has, in this one, a flower. There's planes, there's trucks, there's all kinds of different topics. You can just look them up. And but we have flower for here. There's a Texas one, because we're from Texas. We don't have it, but it would be a good one. Birds. Okay, so Usborne, look inside how things work. This is great for just learning a little bit about how things work that children are interested in. This is talking about trains. Here we've got boats and planes and ships. It's lift the flap, so I really like that. There is another one that is, this one is look inside. There's also see inside, and that one is like the next level. So this one first grade, maybe that one second or third grade. Just depending. But you've got all the little things, let's see, and how everything works in their home. It's just fascinating and a good introduction to all of those things. All right. So in preschool, my preschool video, you probably saw I had another book by this author, and this one I really like. I actually got that one first, and then I got this one, but I really like them both. She even has a dirt one, so for nature studies or summertime, whatever. But this one I really like. She has her topics here. You can see plants and seeds, and water and ice, mold, bacteria, fungus, and it continues on, food and candy, engineering, living things, baking soda and vinegar, environmental science. And then it has experiments that you can do. Some of them are just exploring activities. Like this one is exploring match the sprouts with the seeds. That's kind of interesting. And then here's the experiment. What ingredients will celery move to its leaves? So they give you some ideas, and it tells you real life application. Here's information from a little girl who actually did it and what she had to say or what she did differently. And then it has an advanced level. I just love this book. It's a great book for science, and it explains everything, and it's real simple and easy to use, and it's lots of things that you already have. So that's easy. Okay, so for reading to the children, this is like read aloud time, or done during morning time usually. At this age, I really like them to have strong heroes. I am coming up with a curriculum, tip, tip, tip. So based on character traits with heroes and nature studies, and that'll be available shortly. Just stay on top of our videos and you'll see. But in the meantime, these are the stories I like for them to know. Kids don't have enough heroes these days that are actually good. So I like this book, Stories of Great Americans for Little Americans. I got this used. Has some pictures and stories. We did this as a bedtime reading, just short stories. And every time we read this book, I was intending to read one story, maybe two, and I had to read 4 or 5. They're really short, just a couple pages, but my kids loved it so much. So, another book by William J. Bennett. I had one in a previous video where it was the virtues in the kindergarten video. This one is Heroes. I love this one too, because again, this just introduces them to some really great people in history, men and women. So you can see A Prayer at Valley Forge. We've got Revolutionary War. We're just getting an introduction to some of those time periods that we're going to be studying later. I will say there are some stories in here. You want to proofread it first because there are some that I skipped over. A little bit much. We've got Jackie Robinson though. We've got Mother Teresa. We've got Abraham Lincoln. You can see. This was great. We actually did this book as a tea time and the kids liked it. All right, so we go to Aesop as well for children. This one's a great one. This isn't the best version, but it is with pictures by Milo Winter. If you're gonna get an Aesop, I would get one with pictures by Milo Winter. There's another version by him that's really a little bit better than this one, because this one has multiple stories on one page. The other one, if I remember correctly, has one story with the picture, one story, and so on, which is nice for them to sit around and see each photo. But this is great for learning those little life lessons that we all need. So I don't think we went through this entire book. I just picked and choose the ones that we like. So for geography and cultures, missionaries, all of that, these are the books we use. This is the Lift the Flap Picture Atlas to give them an idea of where in the world we're talking about when we are discussing places. We've got North America, and it's got the little flaps so you can see a little bit. And this one is really made for this level. So it doesn't have a ton of information as far as facts go. It does have a lot, but it's got just a little fun information. It's more fun. Europe, so it's got all the continents here, Africa, and so on. If you look closely, you can see some things related to the things in that area. So it's good for cultures. We've got pandas here and tigers, and it just shows you all throughout. All right, we like this one, my very first Our World book. This is another Usborne book. This one is more about geography. We've got deserts, rainforests, the poles, mountains, and it just continues on. It gives you information, little tidbits about the world. Great. Love this book. This is perfect for morning time or bedtime. We did this one at bedtime and when my girls were little, and we just read about one person each night. So you open up, and here we've got Oscar, and he is from Bolivia. And then it tells us all about his family and his lifestyle, the food they eat, and it's even got, look how cute, his little signature, and the way his day goes, who he lives with, how they travel, what kinds of things he does. This was really great for introducing children to a world that's not their own. Around the world, people are different than here. So my kids were learning about some places, children get up so early and they're working on their farms because that's how they make a living. Some of them are they're working all morning, and then school is actually in the afternoon. Some of them have to walk to school or ride in a little boat or a little raft to school. And so that is all interesting to them. And it gives them a real good perspective of the things that they have and their blessings, and then ways that they can, this doesn't tell you, but it shows you, so that they can come up with ways that they can pray for them, because a lot of these you'll see are, it talks about they aren't Christians, so that's a good thing for them to see. And they like to see that, yeah, these are kids just like them, and it kind of brings it home. This is the older version. There is a newer version. It's got a boy on it. There's a different one, a different boy on it, and it's a little bit newer, but I think this one's still just as relevant. All right, this one's great for missionary stories. When I started teaching my kids, I didn't know anything about missionaries, so this was really informative for me, and good for the kids, of course. These are stories for kids. I did preview some and kind of pick and choose the ones because some of them are a little bit violent. But this one divides it again by continent. And you can see some of them are from the Bible, and then you've got by continent. Not many pictures, but it's really, really good and informative. Also, some of these are featured in Torchlighters, which we love. And the Torchlighter set, this is a DVD, and I actually bought this because we did on their website, they were doing a special deal, but we got this, but it came with an activity book too, which is fun. You can still get it there, but you don't need this. This is just extra, and it's really for older kids. But this they can watch, and these are actually available online. They're streaming, so you can see them online too. We just wanted to have our own copy because they were that good. But these are all the missionaries, and it tells you there's little cartoon version stories of each one, and you can see what their story is. Again, I would preview these because some of them are a little bit aggressive if your children are sensitive. But my kids liked them even when they were a little bit harsh because they're true. All right, this is just fun for cultures. If you're learning about the world, why not experiment with their food, right? So we have this. It tells you a little bit about it, about their country, and then shows you recipes for meals that go with that. It's just fun, especially if you're doing like unit studies, like a whole unit study on China, then you can end that unit study with maybe a Chinese dinner that you prepared, or go somewhere. All right, for art history, I promise we're almost done. Art history, I love this book. It's huge, see? But it's really great. It's perfect for this age. Here you've got the pictures. It's got the whole picture, and then it pulls out each of the people so that you can see how they are. And then it tells you, the painting and when it was made and the artist. But it has topics for each one: in the garden, the pets, wild animals, and these are all real child friendly, but it's a good way to introduce them to, I say child friendly and there's dragons, but you get the picture. Here we go. But they really are child friendly, but they're really good. It's a good way to introduce them to art and art history, and just a lot of these obviously are from around the world. We're learning about culture, so it's perfect. And then to go along with that, you've got art masterpieces to color. How cool is this? It's like a coloring book of famous pictures. So you can go to them. It tells you what they are. This is Henri Matisse, Harmony in Red, or I guess it's Henri. And they can color that for themselves. You can do it two ways. They could have the actual painting, and then they could replicate it, or you could just let them have fun and make it their own. But this is a great book for that. And it actually has, I'm sorry, I should have told you that. At the back it has what they actually look like. Or you can look them up. All right, so those are the books that we are using for first grade. If you have other kids in other grades, or you're interested in other grades, check out all my videos. I'm doing preschool through third grade right now, and those are all gonna be up there. You can also go to my website, and there are printables with lists of all these books so that you can easily print them out and take it to the bookstore or wherever you're shopping to find them. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more. Check out our blog.